So this segment, Brandon's got this book. He's had it on his bookshelf his entire life.
Since I was a child, this is my favorite book as a child.
Your go-to bedtime story.
Yeah, The Field Guide to Extraterrestrials. This book is chock full of random alien sightings from around the world,
it's
all different times.
Mostly
from the 70s, though. We've done a few of these. A lot of them are from the 70s.
Big time for alien abduction stories.
All right, so I'm going to flip to a random page. Oh, this guy looks fun. Okay.
Page.
This guy, first of all, this is the classification of this guy. He's 3 feet tall, which is another common thing. These aliens are short. This guy, if I had to explain him, he kind of looks like Danny DeVito with like a wrestling helmet on, and he's wearing a nice vest and a cape. And he's wearing like real skinny tights and a pair of loafers. Here, Tyler. Let me see. Is this accurate?
Why has he got like Princess Leia buns in his hair? It looks like the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
He looks like the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin from Spider-Man with Princess Leia buns and a little cape, little wooden shoes.
All right, we got to hear about this guy. This little dude was spotted in Italy. He looks Italian, first of all, so not thrown off. This guy might just be Italian.
It's just an Italian dwarf.
So it happened in 1954, November 1st.
With a cape. An Italian dwarf with a cape.
So on the morning of All Saints' Day, this respectful 40-year-old peasant woman, at least she's a respected one, right? And mother of 4 got up at 6:30 to go to a church. Carrying a bouquet of carnations, as well as her shoes and stockings so as not to soil them, Lottie was passing through some woods when she saw a strange object in a grassy clearing. What did she see? The object was spindle-shaped, somewhat like 2 cones sharing a common base. What does that mean? I feel like I need to get out some pencil and paper.
Spindle-shaped.
A spindle-shaped. What's a spindle?
Like a spindle. Fuck off, Brandon. This is a spindle. like you would see something turning on a spindle.
I'm following your fingers.
Like a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So 2 spindles that share a base.
No need to get mad. It's
like a bicycle crank has a spindle in it.
Oh, it's about bicycles. That's why you're getting mad.
No, it's just a spindle is a common thing. People like they make fucking string and yarn and stuff.
Okay.
You use a spindle.
Well, it was measured about 6 feet high and 3 feet wide, and seemed to be covered with a metallic metal the color of leather. Inside the lower half, through an open glass door, Lottie could see 2 small seats and controls. Oh, okay, how close is she?
So they're describing the ship.
Yeah, she's like walking by in her bare feet and just like stumbles across this weird spindle, which has controls in it. So Lottie stopped in her tracks when 2 little men appeared from behind the object. Though they were only about 3 feet tall, they were otherwise perfectly human in appearance. Despite their childlike size, however, their faces were those of older men, though clean-shaven. The beings seemed cheerful and had short, protruding white teeth. Their overalls, doublets, and cloaks were gray, and their helmets were like leather. The 2 midgets spoke. This was written in the 90s. You can say midgets, right? The 2 midgets...
Read it how it was written. We all did it with Huck Finn.
All right. The 2 midgets spoke to her in words she could not understand. Then suddenly they grabbed her flowers and stockings and placed the stolen goods in their rocket. One being then pointed a tube-like device at her as if to take her picture. Frightened, Lottie began running away, but at a turn in the path she glanced back and saw the 2 beings still standing by their craft. Okay. So what do you think of this, Tyler? What do you think's going on? Who are these 2 dudes?
Sounds like she saw a spaceship that was run by 2 dwarfs in capes.
Like a weird, like Italian rocket ship these 2 farmers are trying to make, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, she said it was a bizarre language.
Or it was just 2 midgets in a bean field.
Yeah. They escaped from like the fair, the train fair that goes town to town.
Why do they have to be carnival midgets? Why can't they just be working people?
They have capes on and helmets. It seems like they used to be like shot out of cannons or something. It's the 50s.
It's the 50s. Okay, yeah. They were probably carnival midgets.
Yeah, just trying to get back home. Maybe This was their weird thing. They built this weird spindle vehicle and they drove it around. And then the next thing they know, they missed the train.
They're a traveling act.
They're traveling act.
You want to see the two little people on a bicycle?
Yeah, they're from like they don't speak Italian. Where are they from? They're like
just
Eastern
some-
European or something. Kind of looks Eastern European.
Some gypsy language.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is exactly what this. And they stole her flowers and her stockings. Like, yeah, they're weirdos. They stole her stockings. They're just taking them back, sniffing them.
Yeah. Just just a couple of weird little people. Dwarves.
I don't know. Okay.
Like, they don't look like aliens. They just, and in the 50s, I'm not going to say that people were calling midgets aliens in the 50s, but
it's just someone who's never seen midgets before, okay? It's happened. Well, in the 50s, it's not like you don't have like TLC. You're not seeing all these midget reality shows. Like, it's not a
Exactly.
big part of your life. Like are they in movies in that early in the 50s? Like, they're from a small town in Italy.
Yeah.
There's a good chance you've never seen a midget before.
and if you see one, you may think that this little person is an alien.
Especially if they're wearing a cape and a helmet and they have a weird spindle bike. And they don't speak your language. And I think that's probably
That sounds like
makes
what
sense.
happened. Because there's nothing. They didn't fly away into the night with their spindle thing.
yeah. And did they
They didn't come out of a light. They didn't have any weird eyes.
Yeah, they're just they're twins. And they just a traveling act. I wish I could see that traveling act. It would have been great.
I'm sure it was a great act.
It would have been fantastic.
I'm sure they're just trying to get some money. You know, they're just a couple dudes making some money, traveling around with their little spindle bike,
All right.
wearing capes.
I envy this little dude.
Yeah, that was an interesting story to pull from the book, but like we said, it's random. But we've done it on a couple episodes coming up where we read from this book, and we'll do it again
Yeah.
because it's the field guide to extraterrestrials.